Will Meta ads work for your business in 2025? That is the question that you're asking yourself. Is there maybe a better advertising platform out there that will make it easier for you to scale and hit your goals with your business? And maybe Meta ads is not the best one for your business anymore. Maybe it's a platform that's just not going to be the go-to platform for you. These are all questions that it totally makes sense that a lot of business owners do have. It's a question I get a lot. And the short answer to it is that Meta will still be the best advertising platform to scale your business. One of the main reasons is that it obviously is not just Facebook, it also has Instagram, and Instagram is still a very, very relevant platform with a lot of attention and a lot of opportunity. But it's also one advertising platform that has been around for the longest and has most historic data. So finding your ideal audience and your target customer is way easier to do with Meta than any other advertising platform. Now, of course, there's going to be some cases where maybe there's, for your specific business, there's a much better advertising platform, maybe YouTube ads, maybe TikTok ads. But for most businesses, and this is, I'm talking from actual experience here, I've managed multiple 7 figures in ad spend, worked with businesses all across the globe. And in many cases, we've seen that they've tried other platforms, or we actually help them try other platforms. But till this day, we still see that Meta ads is the best platform because it has so much data and it has Instagram as well as Facebook. So even like the older audiences between 30 to 50 plus, 60 plus, those are going to be on Facebook still, quite a lot of them. But below that, and also the younger generations, Instagram is still super, super relevant. Over the last few years and consistently every year, the CPM cost is increasing. That basically means the cost per 1,000 impressions is going up. And that's not just Meta, that's every advertising platform out there. So it's always getting more and more expensive to advertise. So if you want to win in 2025, you want to be able to scale profitably, you need to consider these 3 things that I'm going to share with you. But quickly, before we get into that, if you're new to the channel, my name's Oli, and this YouTube channel is just where I share the lessons and learnings that I have along the way, helping multiple different e-commerce and info products businesses scaling with Meta ads. At this point, I've managed multiple 7 figures in ad spend, I have a lot of experience, and I've helped businesses in a lot of different countries, in the US, Australia, Europe, and even Japan. So this channel is just where I share all that experience with you for free. So if you're interested in learning more about Meta ads, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell as well so you get notified when I publish a new video. Now, of the 3 main things you need to focus on in order to scale in 2025, one of the most important ones is going to be the creative. So when I say the creative, what I mean is the image, the video, the headline, the ad copy in your ad. So what the person on the other side of the platform actually sees. The reason why this is so important now, more than ever, is that number one, the targeting options have gone away since iOS 14. So targeting by selecting interests and uploading lookalike audience is just not working anymore. Going with a broad audience, letting the algorithm figure out who to target is a much better option for 99% of businesses. That being said, the creative is actually a way that you can target. So if your creative is speaking directly to your ideal customer, then they will engage with that ad, they will resonate with it more. So when they scroll through their feed, a higher percentage of them will actually stop and look at it and probably engage with it. So by engage, they might leave a like, they might comment, they might tag a friend, they might send it to someone in their network because it is relevant to them. But they might also just stop and watch. If it's a video, they might stop and watch it for a few more seconds than somebody that is not as closely related to that ideal customer. And all of this engagement is data points for Meta. So even if they don't necessarily click on the ad and go onto your website or landing page, this is still valuable data because it will send the targeting in the right direction. So if certain percent of people engage more than others, then Meta will try to send this ad towards people that are similar to the people that initially engage with your ad. So you're getting closer and closer to your ideal customer just by having ads that resonate with your ideal audience. So make sure that when you think of targeting, you now think of the creative as the way you do your targeting. So you need to speak directly to them, and I'm not going to get into exactly how to do that, but the main thing you need to focus on is that there's an actual human seeing your ad. You need to understand the psychology and what they care about to write and create ads. So write the copy, but also extremely important, have images or videos that these people will stop and watch, because if you don't capture their attention, you're already lost. It doesn't matter how great your product is. If they just scroll past it, they're not going to know. So creative is extremely important. And the thing that I see most businesses not do enough of is testing. all of the best ad accounts I've ever audited, and also the clients that we've been helping scaling the most successfully, has been ad accounts where we do extreme volumes of testing. So by extreme volumes, might not seem very extreme to you for some businesses. I'm pretty sure it does seem pretty extreme, but launching, 4 to 6 new creatives, so new ads, but also new creatives every week in your prospecting or evergreen campaigns. So, I mean, not the promotional campaigns that you run with promotions, but the evergreen campaign that is consistently running all the time, that's just like focused on the general aspects and benefits of your product and service. That campaign, you want to continuously optimize, and you want to do that on a weekly basis. So every week you iterate on what worked the best, and you also come up with new ideas based on research on competitors or anything else going on in the market on social media, to try to come up with ideas for how you can totally outcompete everything that you previously launched in your ad account. Now, this process is very comprehensive. It takes a lot of resources, time, energy. So that's why I have my business. This is exactly what most of our service is now focused on, because creative is such a big lever to improve the results. Now, the next thing that is going to be extremely important in 2025 is going to be the bid strategy that you use. So a lot of businesses and a lot of business owners I speak with don't know that there's different bid strategies you can use for your campaign. So if you're already aware of this, then you're ahead of a lot of advertisers. But even if you're aware of the different bid strategies, applying it in the right way and understanding budget allocation throughout the year to allocate it in the most efficient way for your business is going to be extremely important. So I've made a bunch of videos on this channel on cost control bid strategies. So the ROAS call, cost per result call, and also bid cap. I'll leave the link to all of those videos in the description of this video. Make sure you go and look at that. If you're totally never heard about the different bid strategies, if you only run your campaigns on highest volume, then make sure you click the videos in the description of this video, learn about it, because it can be a game changer for your business. In short, by using cost control bid strategies, you're much more able to actually control the profitability of your campaign and also force profitable ad spend, which is extremely important. You want to make sure you don't spend money on ads that are just not generating profit for your business. That's going to hurt your cash flow. That's going to hurt your business long term. So you might as well just not spend money on ads that are not generating you profit, and instead use that money to build out systems, come up with creatives that actually produce profitable results when you launch them in your ad account. Now, in addition to that, when you use cost control bid strategies with your prospecting campaign and the campaign that continues to run throughout the year, you will be able to better allocate your budget in a way that leaves you with more profit at the end of the year. So let's say you have a slower period. Maybe you have a product that's just not as relevant as other parts of the year, or even maybe you just have some weekdays that are more effective than the other days of the week. So this is very different for every business, but the main idea here is that we want to spend more money on the time periods where we have better results. So we want to capitalize on the days and the periods where we naturally have more demand and people take more action on the offer and on the ads. That's the time period where we want to spend more money, and we want to protect profitability in the slower periods. So if you have periods throughout the year where naturally the demand is just not high, let's say you sell warm clothing for the winter. We have one client that's selling a lot of clothing for specifically winter. Their best selling products are winter clothing. So in the summer, what we do, we make sure we always have cost control bid strategy applied, and we make sure that we're spending a lot less money throughout that period, because we're not able to generate profitable results if we increase the budget past a certain point. So we might as well do a lot of creative testing, see if we can try to get some other SKUs to work that are more relevant for the summer periods, but we're not forcing it. We're not pushing spend unless we're hitting that profitability target. So this is much easier to do with a cost control bid strategy, because you don't have to manually adjust the budget. The algorithm will, based on probability and the data that it has, allocate the spend on your behalf to get you to the most profitable results. Now, the next thing that's going to be really, really important if you want to be able to scale profitably in 2025 is going to be making sure that you minimize ad fatigue, but also offer fatigue. So this is especially important when you run with an evergreen offer. So an offer that's just, you run with it throughout the whole year and you don't need to stop ads because it's not a limited promotional period. What often happens is, as you scale, you will start to fatigue your audience. They will have seen your ads a lot of times, and the ads that worked in the beginning that were profitable for you, since you're now going broader, it's not going to be as effective for a colder part of your audience. And for the warm part of your audience, when the frequency increases, when you increase the budget, you will experience more ad fatigue. So there's two things happening. Number one, the warm audience gets fatigued. Number two, the cold audience that you're now also targeting, colder audience because you're going wider, they will not understand the ad the same way because they have less context. They probably have no experience with your brand historically, and the ad that worked for the warmer part of the audience is just not as effective at all to the colder part of the audience. So understanding that when you scale, you actually need to change the way that you set up your ads. And sometimes you will hit the really hard scaling cap once you start increasing your budget. This is an issue that I've been talking a lot about on this YouTube channel. It's basically when you start increasing your ad spend to a certain point, you see very drastic diminishing returns on that increase in ad spend per day. So again, to avoid that, you need to apply a cost control bid strategy, and then you can't allow an increase in spend unless you're hitting that goal. And then what you need to do is you can't force the more spending, but what you can do is do more creative testing, figure out angles, hooks, and creative material that are just much more effective at capturing the right attention and getting people to take action. And even when you do this, over time you will probably experience some form of ad fatigue. So to avoid that, you need to over time refreshen your whole marketing. Think about it as this: when you've seen one ad quite a few times, and this totally depends on your business and the customer journey for whatever you're selling, but at some point, when you've seen the same ad too many times, you don't respond to it anymore. You see it, but you don't respond to it. And that's also going to happen with a bigger and bigger percentage of the audience that you're targeting over time. If they haven't taken action yet, but they're now getting served the same ad over time, but it's not leading to any results, then what you need to do is change it, iterate on it. So even if you have something that's your best performer, it has a lot of engagement, a lot of results, a lot of data, you can simply make an iteration of that ad. So change it up a little bit, maybe give it another hook, maybe redo the video or redesign the image, but in a slightly different way, maybe make it more relevant to the time of year. And that way it's going to capture the attention of the people again, even the people that have seen the previous version many times. And that might be enough to make a lot of them now take action. So keep in mind, to avoid ad fatigue, you need to be really proactive with the creative elements that you launch in your ad account and how you update your evergreen ads that you're running with. So to quickly summarize what I've been talking about in this video, Meta ads in 2025 will likely still be the best advertising platform for your business if you're looking to scale. That being said, with the increase in competitiveness in the market and in the advertising landscape, in order for you to actually be successful with this platform, you need to focus on the creative more than ever. What the people see in your ad is one of the biggest levers you can pull to increase your performance. And I'm saying this based on actual experience of helping a lot of businesses and managing multiple seven figures in ad spend. So you can trust me on this. When you start to do more testing and you find one creative that is just going to level up the whole ad account, that's when you really truly understand the importance of creative testing. Next to that, the bid strategy that you actually use and how you allocate your spend in your ad account throughout the year is going to be very important to make sure you know when to push and capitalize and when to protect profitability. The best way to do this is by using cost control bid strategies, and if you can get them to work for your ad account, you will be much better off than all the other businesses that are just pushing spend on highest volume without really thinking through the overall profitability that they need to hit and optimizing their ad account for profitability instead of just volume. And even when you find something that works really well, you need to consider that at some point it's likely you will experience ad fatigue and also scaling caps when you start to go wider, because you're now targeting a colder part of your audience, because you're now targeting a colder audience as well. So in order to then continuously be able to scale, you need to refresh your marketing. So new creatives, new angles, new hooks, these are things that are extremely important if you want to continue to scale. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you liked it, make sure you leave a like below. And also if you have any questions to any of this, make sure you leave a comment down below and I'll answer you in the comment section myself. And if you want to get free access to the 2025 Meta ad scaling cheat sheet that I made for you, make sure you click the link in the description as well, and I'll send that to your inbox. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.